Hi everyone, my name is Cameron, my pronouns are he, they, I'm a trans man, and I make awareness videos on a variety of subjects on TikTok. And in this Pride Bite, I'm going to tell you the story of when I got prescribed testosterone, because it was one of the best days of my life. So rewinding about 6 months or so, I'd been in contact with the GP, numerous appointments, I'd had my appointments with the gender clinic, and I was given the go-ahead for hormones. Naturally, I was extremely excited, a little bit impatient, but I was really looking forward to starting testosterone. Not long before that, I'd been looking into starting hormones privately because the weight had been really impacting my mental health and I really wanted to start my medical transition. But I quickly found that pursuing hormones privately is quite difficult. There's not a great deal of information out there on how to do that. I wasn't sure how it would take a toll on me financially. So I was being back and forth between the GP and the private clinic, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. So I was losing hope a little bit. And then in April this year, I got an appointment with my GP to talk about going on testosterone, where I was at, and things like that, and where I wanted to be. I get in there, I sit down. This is the first time I've met the actual GP that deals with all the gender stuff. I've only ever spoken to him on the phone, so it was really cool to actually meet him and talk to him in person. But he was telling me about what it would be like to have a prescription, the blood tests. I was quite excited, but I was not very hopeful that I was actually going to get the prescription that day. I was assuming that I would walk out with nothing in my hand. I thought this was just to chat about what I wanted. And then suddenly he starts printing something out. So I look over to the printer and I see a little bit of paper come out and I'm like, surely not. Surely that's not the prescription. He whips it out the printer, hands it to me, and I just stare at it for what felt like eternity. And I said, "Is that a prescription?" And he said, "Yes, this is a prescription for testosterone." And all I could do was keep thanking him over and over again, and the biggest smile grew on his face. My insides were like bubbling. I was so excited and so happy. I could not believe that he just handed me the prescription. I did not think I was going to get that day. I sat there for an uncomfortable amount of time, just staring at it and gleaming. I was so happy. Eventually I left his office and I remember there was nothing. I couldn't perceive the GP around me. It was just me and this piece of paper. I strode out of the GP, out of the doors, immediately called my mom and just sobbed down the phone at her because I was so unbelievably happy and relieved. When she picked up the phone, I was just streaming and I went, "I've got it. I've got a prescription." And she cheered and I cheered, and it's given me goosebumps thinking about it again now. It was such a joyous moment having that in my hand and knowing I was going to get what I needed. Once I finished sobbing down the phone at my mom, I put it down and I ran back up the hill to work and I shared the prescription with everybody else. Everybody was so happy and excited for me as well. It was genuinely such an amazing day. And then 2 days later, I went to the pharmacy and I got my first bottle of testo gel. That also happened on a work day, so as soon as I got the prescription, I ran back up to work for a meeting, and it was so hard not to cry with joy. All I wanted to do was take it out of the packaging, take it out of the box, and just look at it and share it with everybody, but I had to go to a meeting. But afterwards, I celebrated, and the next day I had my first dose of testosterone, and now it has only been 6 months. Every time I look back on that moment of striding out of the GP with that piece of paper in my hand, just me and that piece of paper, it brings me so much joy and excitement, and I get goosebumps every time I think about it. It was such an amazing moment. So that's my Pride bit. You can follow me on social media. My TikTok is Hiding Purples, and thank you for listening.